Angela, there's a large crowd down here at the NCAA building. They are currently doing a number of chats and getting ready to march down there to the Halifax Mall. I'm joined now by local teacher Stephanie McGrath. Stephanie teaches second grade over at Reedy Creek Elementary in Cary, and this isn't your first rally.
No, it's not, and I'm glad to be back again. I'm glad to see how many people are out here with me.
What has changed from last year to this year that you think has brought this many people back out here to rally once again?
I think that a lot of people are motivated by how many people they saw last year. We had some changes, but I don't think that we're happy, and we want more. We want a 5% raise for all uncertified staff, administration, and teachers, and there's a lot of changes that we're still waiting on.
And on your sign here, you actually have a number of things about the support staff. Talk about how important they are in everyday, roles inside of our schools.
Well, I've been teaching for 6 years, and this is my first year that I have not had a teacher assistant, and it's very vital to have those assistants to help with reading interventions. And, even not having enough teacher assistants, we have to help serve our kids lunch, cuts down on our lunch times, and we need reading intervention teachers. We don't have enough of those to meet the kids' needs, and we have a lot of kids that are far behind that need that help.
And Stephanie actually was in the top 20 in Wake County for the Teacher of the Year. She was her school's Teacher of the Year, but she was telling me she's seen a number of teachers who she thought were better than her actually in the classroom that have had to leave the profession. Talk a little bit about that.
I've had a lot of really excellent teachers that are friends that they couldn't take the overwhelming amount of work and been being underpaid, so they left to do sales jobs or other types of educational type jobs in different professions.
Were all of your coworkers able to make it out here today?
No, they were not. So hi Heather, hi Paige. They could not take an unpaid day today to be able to get here because they're new to NC State and they just didn't have the time.
And a lot of people actually think, oh, school's out. Teachers are just out here, but as you were saying, you had to take a day off to be out here.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I thank you very much for your time, Stephanie. I'm going to send it back to you guys now as we get ready to start marching. Live out here at the NCAA building, Holden Kurwicki, CBS 17 News.
All right, Holden, thanks for that. We're back here at Halifax Mall live right now. I've got a retired educator with me right now, Stephen Powell. Stephen, thanks for being with us and bearing the heat. It's not quite as hot as it's going to be, right?
Right.
So I want to talk to you a little bit as a retired educator. So your perspective of the decades and decades that these teachers have gone through as being some of the lowest paid in the whole country, tell me why it's important to move forward.
Well, I think it's important to move forward because now I'm retired. And if we want to keep young teachers and mid-career teachers in the field, they need to know that there is also a payoff at the end that they'll be able to pay their bills after when they leave the classroom. And so that's why I'm out here supporting Michael Marr, who's running for state school superintendent in 2020, but also to support all teachers. I recently had, before I retired, I had two colleagues that came out of college, had debt, and taught for a couple of years, but then they had their master's degree but weren't paid on it. So now Virginia is enjoying their teaching, and we lost two good educators.
Well, and that was my next question is, just in terms of recruitment, how vital is this? I mean, we see how competitive the tech industry is here in the Triangle, right?
Exactly.
Tell me how that translates into education.
Well, educators have a passion to help students. The educators in the classroom, that's their goal. But you're right, it becomes more competitive. They have to pay the same bills that people in the tech community or biomed fields pay their bills, and they get more money for it. Teachers just need higher salaries to stay in the classroom and be rewarded for their hard work. It's a tough job in the classroom, and every teacher will agree.
I want to talk to you, too, a little bit about health insurance upon retirement. Clearly that changed, or a lot of people may not know this, in terms of future hires and whether there will be health care available when they retire. As a retiree, talk to me a little bit about the importance of having health care.
It's a major issue for retirees, and it is scary for teachers that are currently employed to have to worry about will they be able to afford health care or be taken care of after they've put in 20, 25, 30, maybe 39 years. So it's important. It's expensive. Anything with insurance is expensive, and they need to know that they can survive.
So you told me earlier, before we were on television, that you were a third grade teacher,
Yes.
right? So my guess is that elementary kids need more supplies, like art supplies and pencils and things like that, as opposed to, say, maybe a high school kid. You know, when you think of all the activities that younger kids do in the classroom. So yesterday, the new proposal, the first was $500 credit, right? Now it's $145. Is that enough? Would you like to see more? And that, of course, is a proposal from the North Carolina House that we learned about yesterday.
I think that if teachers historically have used their own money, no matter how much the state or the county is funding, teachers historically have put their own money in the classroom for more supplies. So there can never be enough, really, provided by the state. But that does take money away from teachers when they have to use their own money. So I'm all for give teachers as much as they can use in the classroom because they'll make good use of it. Teachers don't waste supplies.
Well, before I let you go, I also want to ask you one other quick question. Just in terms of last year, you mentioned a minute ago that you were, involved in politics to some degree. The NCAE just recently, took very much a lot of credit for the fact that the supermajority was broken because of last year's rally. Do you think that is the case, and do you think that that can translate into 2020?
Yes, and I hope so, because if teachers get out and vote for people that they know are well qualified to provide the leadership that North Carolina needs, then they can elect any candidate they want if they use their block voting and say, this guy is great for North Carolina, which I think Michael Maher is. But any local or state or district candidate that they feel strongly is a supporter of education, if they get behind them and rally and take part in the politics and support them, it's going to be a great thing for North Carolina.
Well, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whether it's Democrat or Republican. If they believe in what you believe in, it's about getting people to the table to have a conversation in the first place, right?
Yes, that's exactly right. We're all in it together, and we just want quality leaders. You're right. It doesn't matter which party. We want someone that knows what they're doing.
All right, Stephen Powell, thank you so much.